welcome back to Lantern Creek Farm. Hey y'all, today let's talk about the easiest and cheapest meat that you can raise on your homestead or farmstead or farm. Alright guys, so I've been getting a lot of questions here lately just from on YouTube and from people who know that we raise rabbits about raising them in general, about raising them for meat, about just raising rabbits in general. And if you have been on our channel for any extended period of time, you know that we are big advocates of raising rabbits on the farm. Raising meat breeds, or like we have right now, you can see one back there, show breed rabbits, and then just eating the excess but using them for profit on the farm along with a food source. I'm going to say with utmost confidence, with the amount of animals that we have raised on the farm and the type of animals that we have raised on the farm, rabbits are by far the easiest, the cheapest, the quickest producing, and the easiest to process or deal with when it comes to meat, resale, housing, food costs, feed costs. They can be very cheaply maintained and raised on pretty much any homestead, farm, urban homestead, neighborhood. I've heard of people raising them in HOAs. They are a quiet animal, they are a small animal, and they take up very little space if you want them to take up very little space. Here, as you can tell, we raise our animals in the do more, however you want to say them, rabbit cages. I will link them below. We buy them at Tractor Supply. We also have these bigger cages here that we got for free, and I talk about that as well. I'm going to hit on that a little bit, but if you want to raise them in a cage, a lot of times you can find free or cheap options for that. They also can be raised in kind of like a run. They can be raised in like, I always want to call them chicken tractors, but they're rabbit tractors. So depending on what you want to feed your animal, how you want to raise your animal specifically, there's multiple options for raising rabbits for meat purposes, for resale purposes on the homestead or on the farm. Now, I talked briefly about the different housing that you can choose. The different food sources that you can choose as well is going to greatly differ from your area, what you want to feed, and it's going to determine kind of what the cost of raising your animal is. We feed grain, we feed grass every once in a while, and then we feed grain and hay in the winter as well. But we could cut our costs down very drastically by just feeding hay, or just feeding grain, or feeding fresh grass and greens in the summertime. A lot of people raise fresh greens and such for their rabbits during the summer season, or when they grow food. A lot of people grow specific foods for their rabbits in the summertime. So it just depends on what you're looking for there. We just kind of went the easiest route, which was raising them on alfalfa pellets along with hay in the winter time. We could just do one or the other, and it would cut the cost drastically, but we just choose to do it that way. Another way that cost is going to differ is the type of rabbits that you choose. Whether you choose a meat breed specifically, whether you choose like a meat mutt or a mixed breed, whether you choose a show breed, whether you choose just the different types of breeds that are out there. It's also going to determine if you're specifically eating them for meat and not going to raise them for resale. You can raise, the meat mutts or the less popular breeds. We choose to raise a more popular breed, but we get a lot less meat to bone ratio. We're okay with that, but I would encourage you to look into meat to bone, I'll say that, meat to bone, so you can understand what I'm saying, ratio, and find out what would be the best option for you, whether you want to raise more for the resale side or for the meat side. Price can also be determined by the amount of animals that you raise each year. We choose to separate our our rate of raising rabbits and producing rabbits and not keep it continuously. So therefore we're keeping the cost down of raising the rabbit, but we're also keeping the amount of, say, meat we produce or the amount of rabbits that we produce for resale. So depending on which route you want to go, consider kind of how you want to set up your breeding for each year, and decide whether you want to, breed continuously, whether you want to have multiple does and multiple bucks. We keep 2 bucks for 3 does, and we have a couple of holdbacks that they will be mating with later on. But right now we have 3 adult does and 2 adult bucks. Okay guys, so let's end this video as to why I think that raising rabbits is far superior and cheaper and better for producing meat on the farm, along with maybe making a little income in the end if that's what you choose to do. I find that they are much easier to raise. And what I mean by that is we have a lot less injuries, we have a lot less sickness, we have a lot less parasite, what is the word I'm looking for? Parasite pressure. We don't have to worm these animals. We don't have to treat them very often unless sickness comes. We don't have to deal with many issues like that comes with maybe raising larger livestock. They also can be raised in a very small area. They are very quiet animals, unlike the roosters and the chickens you hear screaming in the background. They're very quiet animals. They're very easy to raise in a small area, even in town or in a suburban area. They produce a lot of protein in a very short period of time. They raise multiple babies, more than let's say a cow does. They usually only have 1 or 2. Goats usually only have 1 or 2. Sheep, same goes there. And so they produce multiple babies, anywhere between 6 to 12 babies is typical for a rabbit. And so you're going to be getting a lot of protein in a very short period of time. Just one breeding, you've got 6 to 12 animals that you can then put into the freezer later on when they get big. They're also very cheaply bought. You can buy rabbits, I've seen, anywhere from $5 to $10, and it goes up higher depending on what kind of breed you want, but they can be bought very cheaply. They can be housed very cheaply. That's why I think that they're far superior. I've raised multiple animals here on the farm. We've had multiple types of animals, multiple different types of animals, including horses, cows, ducks, goats, chickens. We've had them, about all of them. We haven't had hogs. We've had about all of them, and to me, raising rabbits is a lot easier, a lot cheaper, and a lot better way to fill the fridge with protein, or the freezer with protein, if that's what you're looking to do. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this short video, or I tried to keep it short. We'll see what it's like after editing, on why I think that the rabbits are a superior type of animal to raise on the homestead, the farmstead, the farm. If you're looking to produce protein in any source, if you don't want to eat the protein, but you want to feed it to your dogs or cats or whatever you want to feed it to, if you just want to feed it to your animals or you want to eat it yourself, I find that they are a very cheap route to go. They're very high producing, they're very easy to raise, they're very low maintenance in general, and that's why I want to tell you all about it. That way you can get your curiosity fixed. But I thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for hanging out. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. If you haven't liked the video already, please like it. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. We'll see you on the next one, guys. Bye.